Thanks for tuning into the 6-3 podcast. I am your host, Joel, with my co-host, Ben. And we took last 2 weeks off, I think, of MLB redrafts, because there's been some stuff going on, like Michigan kicking ass and taking names in college football. And so we're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to recap that Ohio State beat down, and then we'll preview the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis against Purdue. And then we'll talk about the Lions going toe-to-toe with an AFC Super Bowl contender and maybe try to figure out how the rest of the season is going to go. It's hard to predict.
Yeah,
They're a wild card every week. You just don't know what Lions team you're going to get. So, we'll talk about them. And but we're going to start first with the 2008 MLB redraft. Not near as strong as the last one for sure, but we'll see what you got.
All right, I'll take Buster Posey number one.
That's correct.
I think he's the only guy on here that is pretty deserving of number one. Let's see, stats: 44.8 WAR, won an MVP, Rookie of the Year, 7-time All-Star, 1,500 hits, 158 homers, hit .302. Widely regarded as one of the better catchers for a decade until he tore his knee up. Just really good, really good player. Solid. Just offensively, he was a cut above most catchers, which made him that good. So
that's my first pick, and that's what I was referring to. It's been 2001. I picked Joe Mauer.
Yeah,
which I feel like it was between him and Ichiro probably that year. And then 2000, you picked Yadier Molina over Chase Utley. And then in 1996, Victor Martinez went first above Jimmy Rollins.
Okay.
So it's been a couple, but not a ton.
It's rare.
So good pick. My first one is going to be I mean, you're right. This is rough. Okay. I think I'm going to take Charlie Blackmon.
Okay.
Next year. Hit 297 with 207 home runs, 709 RBIs, 1,600 hits, 140 stolen bases, 19.5 WAR, 4 All-Star games, 2 Silver Sluggers, and a batting title to go with that. So like I said, this is pretty lackluster. Buster Posey, I felt like was unanimous first there, but hard to be mad about Charlie Blackmon in the corner outfield.
No, he's good. I'll take Eric Hosmer. I'll put him at first. He can also play right field, but I'll put him at first. 19.1 WAR, over 1,700 hits, 196 home runs, hit .277. Good left-handed hitter. Had some really good years with Kansas City, San Diego. So we're all pretty good.
So you said you're putting him at first?
Yeah, we'll put him at first for now.
Okay. Let's this guy, he's been a little more of a tear as of late. That's Eugenio Suarez. I'll take him. He can play third or short, but 250 hitter, 225 homers, 635 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, 1,015 hits, an all-star game, and an 18 WAR. I think he leads, or he's at least in the top 2 or 3 for most home runs in the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, he's been a lot of pop.
Especially at a position like, second base, shortstop, So I'm going to tentatively put him at third base though right now.
Yeah, I think he's a better third baseman. He's pretty bad at short.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take Josh Harrison. 17.5 WAR, 1,059 hits, 71 homers, hit .272 so far in his career. We'll put him at second base for now. Overall, he's had a pretty good career, 2-time All-Star. I think he's kind of underrated at times. Shows some speed. I think he was 9th in the MVP voting in 2014. So he was
Former Tiger.
Former Tiger. But yeah, he's especially when he was younger and a little bit better, more athletic. He was a tough guy to. He did a lot on the field. He stole some bases, had a little bit of pop, could play all over the place. So he's been fun to watch.
I'll take Marcelo Zuna here. 268 hitter, 196 home runs, 676 RBIs, 30 stolen bases with almost 1,200 hits, 2 All-Star games, 2 Silver Sluggers, a Gold Glove, and over a 20 WAR.
All right, I'll take Brandon Crawford at shortstop. Widely regarded as one of the better shortstops in the league. 4-time All-Star, 2 World Series, or I'm sorry, 4-time Gold Glove, 2 World Series, 3-time All-Star, 30.8 WAR, over 1,300 hits, 139 homers, hit 253 so far in his career. Left-handed stick. Yeah, just really overall really good shortstop. Shows some speed. So really good player.
Yeah, speaking of speed, my next pick, I'll take D. Gordon Strange. Yeah, second base or shortstop or outfield, but I'll probably put him at second. 286 hitter, 18 home runs, so almost no pop, 236 RBIs, but almost 350 stolen bases, over 1,100 hits, 2 All-Star games, a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, batting title, and nearly a 13 WAR.
All right. Hmm. I'll take Gio Urshela.
Yeah.
Third baseman. He's a very good third baseman. 8.3 WAR, over 500 hits, 62 homers, 275 hitter. He's only really played 7 seasons. He's out of the league for a little bit there. He's been hurt. So he hasn't gotten consistent ABs until recently, but he's been a pretty decent third baseman. Pretty good third baseman defensively for sure. And then he's had some good years hitting with the Yankees. And then last year with Minnesota, he was really good.
Indeed. I'll take Jonathan Schoop and probably play first base. So yeah, outside of this year where he just really struggled to keep any kind of momentum, he's still about a 260 hitter, 175 homers, 537 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, almost 1,100 hits. And he's got an All-Star game and over a 20 WAR. He actually had a really outstanding season this year at second base. But I can move some guys around, but I'll probably put him at first for now.
Okay. Man, I'll take Robbie Grossman. Let's see here. 10.3 WAR, over 800 or 815 hits, 245 hitter, only 80 home runs, so no real big pop. Switch hitter, pretty good outfielder. Walks a lot, doesn't really strike out, although in 2021 he struck out a pretty good amount, but he also walked a lot, so you probably take it. Always consistently had a pretty good on-base percentage, and a decent outfielder, so we'll take him.
Definitely
very pretty good player.
It's definitely like they wanted him for left-handed hitting, right? I mean,
yep,
that was for
left-handed pitching.
Yeah, and yeah, great on base percentage. Definitely knows how to draw walks, work the count.
Right. So and he's a good just player. He's a good professional baseball player.
Are correct. All right, I'm going to take a 3 Gold Glove guy out in center field, and that's Ender Enciarte.
Okay.
So yeah, he's got 280 career hitter, 42 homers, 263 RBIs, 120 stolen bases, almost 900 hits. He's got an All-Star game. Like I said, 3 Gold Gloves and an 18 WAR.
All right. Give me Yonder Alonso, and I'll move Hosmer to right field.
Okay.
I don't like Yonder Alonso at all. I think he stinks.
It's not Pete Alonso, that's for sure.
No. 8.1 WAR. He was an all-star. 100 home runs on the dot. 259 hitter. Struck out a little bit too much, but had some pop in his 10 years. He was just awful with the White Sox in 2019. So that's my last memory of him.
I know. That's what I think. That's really what it is. He had a decent career. He just
he did. He
pretty
hit
178
that year. That's not going to work.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Give me probably the best pitcher in this class. I'll take Lance Lynn. 309 games pitched, 285 of them started, 123 career wins with a save, 3.5 ERA, over 1,700 strikeouts, a 30.5 WAR with 2 All-Star games.
All right. Give me Craig Kimbrell.
Definitely best relief pitcher in this class.
Rookie of the Year, 8-time All-Star, won the 2018 World Series, 21.8 WAR, 41-36 with a 2.31 ERA. He's got a good chance to be a Hall of Famer. 394 saves. Yeah, pretty much unhittable at times when he was with the Cubs, Red Sox, and with Atlanta early. So if you got it to him in the ninth, the game was pretty much over for a while there.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, that's tempting. Just quick checking something. Man, all right. I may actually go with him. I'll take Alex Avila. Boy catcher. 233 hitter, 105 homers, 400 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, 715 hits, All-Star game, a silver slugger, and a 17 plus WAR.
All right. Another outfielder, I guess. Give me, man, I just think he's arguably the worst player in baseball, so I don't want to do that. I'll just give me Odubel Herrera then.
Not going to spill the beans on who the worst player in baseball is, just in case I draft him.
It's Aaron Hicks. 13.4 WAR, 791 hits or 78 home runs, 271 hitter for Herrera. But he only played 7 seasons. He did play last year though, so he's just kind of been in and out of the league a little bit, but was an all-star in 2016. Showed a little bit of speed, especially early in his career. So we'll see what he does. I mean, these guys are younger now. I mean, he's only 30, so some of these guys are just kind of coming into their prime. So,
yep.
Or they have no prime. I'm beginning to think none of them have a prime.
This is not the most ideal class in the world.
It's got like a lot of these guys are guys that like I would be elated to have like on the back end of some of the other classes. Like they are like solid baseball players, but like you can't fill a roster with those guys. You know what I mean?
Outside of the top 15, it's pretty much rough sailing from there. There's a big drop off between these top 15.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yeah, there are guys that are just going to be like serviceable pieces for your roster in real life.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. Well, I do like the power there. So at DH, I'm going to take Justin Smoke.
All right.
229 hitter, but almost 200 home runs, 570 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 950 plus hits. He had an all-star game and a 7 WAR.
Okay. What he finished up. Give me Yordano Ventura. He's dead.
Yeah, he is dead, but he was amazing when he was alive,
Yeah.
or at least he had
Well,
three.
that's why I
pretty
was
good-
looking it up. I was like, I mean, I wonder what those stats really were while he was still here.
He had like 3 of his 5 years, I think, were pretty good.
Mm-hmm. He only had 4 years. He was done after 2016.
4? Okay, I knew it was like 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yep. So 7.7 WAR, 38 and 31, a 3.89 ERA. Nasty, threw really hard. Wasn't a very nice guy. Turns out he was kind of not nice at all. But yeah, I mean,
That's a lesson to you, folks. Being not nice gets you killed.
yeah, it might. He's dead too, though, so it might get you dead. 2014, he was really good, 14 and 10, 3.2 ERA. So yeah, he was up and coming, gonna be one of the better young pitchers in the league for a while there. And then he died. So in a car crash.
That's
His
really,
if anybody'd like to see it,
from my understanding.
looked like that.
And that's your penis. No, I'm just kidding. You actually showed the wrong picture.
Oh no. His Jeep Wrangler looked like that. That's not good.
Yeah. No, it's hard to live through that. Man.
There's not a single other pitcher on this list that I would like. I mean, there's a couple of good relievers. I shouldn't say that.
There's a bunch of like relievers that stuck around the mid 3 ERA, but yeah, and I'm probably gonna take I'll take one of those lefties. I'll take Justin Wilson here. He had pitched in 527 games, 33 wins, 18 saves, a 3.4 ERA, over 500 strikeouts, and a 7.5 WAR.
All right. Give me Brian Shaw. 4.6 WAR, 43.45, 3.92 ERA. Got inflated a little bit this past year. He struggled, but he was 6-2 this last year. But he's been a mainstay in Cleveland's rotation for a while now. He's also pitched in the most games in the league 4 times since 2014.
That's true.
81 games in 2021, which is a ton for a reliever. Definitely takes the ball.
I think I'm gonna take the guy that has the second most amount of saves in this class, and just want to double check that before I start spilling off dumb stats. It appears to be Brad Hand.
That would make sense. He had some years.
Yeah, 519 games pitched, 43 started, 35 wins, 131 saves, 3.62 ERA with 725 strikeouts. He had 3 All-Star games and a 8 WAR.
All right. I'll take Daniel Hudson. 7.1 WAR, 59 and 43, 3.81 ERA. 2019 World Series. He's also won a Silver Slugger, so that's cool.
That one year he was a starter.
Yeah. Came up with the White Sox. I remember that. Was kind of bummed when we got rid of him, but he's had some really good years. Last year he had a 2.22 ERA with the Dodgers, so he's really found a spot in the bullpen there. So
Really, I'm hoping that there's still maybe one more pitcher in here that has some kind of sub 3.2 ERA yet, but I am struggling to find one. I mean, he's been pretty good as of late. I'll take Hansel Robles. 411 games pitched. He started one even. He's 28-26, 43 saves, a 4.11 ERA, over 450 strikeouts, and a 2.5 WAR. But he had a rough start to his Major League Baseball career, so he's kind of settled into the league too.
He has. All right, I'm going to take Eric Thames. First baseman and outfielder. We'll put him in the outfield. 2.2 WAR,
Do you
450.
want him at DH or reserve outfielder? Because you've got Grossman, Adubel, Herrera, and Hosmer now in your outfield.
Put him at DH for now, then. 2.2 WAR, 451 hits, 96 homers, 241 batting average. Might have done steroids. I don't know. He was out of the league from 2012 until 2017 when he broke out with Milwaukee and had 31 bombs. He never had more than 12 before then, so seems a little fishy. And if you look at him, he's a big dude. But yeah, had a really good year there, so we'll take him. He's currently a free agent, though.
All right. Take my shortstop here, and I'm in the form of. Just want to double check one other guy.
Mhm.
There he is. Okay. No, I'll take him. Okay, I'll take Gordon Beckham here. 237 hitter, 80 homers, over 350 RBIs, 35 stolen bases, over 800 hits, and a 5.5 WAR.
I'm gonna take Brett Laurie.
Yeah.
15.6 WAR in only 6 years, which is pretty impressive, actually. 578 hits, 71 homers, hit 261. He's a good defender, played really hard. He's Canadian, so that's kind of a downgrade. Didn't strike out too much until 2015. But yeah, had some good years in there, especially early.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
No, I'll take Danny Espinosa next. He's the other guy I was kind of looking at to play short.
Mhm.
221 hitter isn't great, but just about 100 homers, 316 RBIs, 65 stolen bases, 650 hits, and an 8.5 WAR.
Okay. Um, Man, I just don't like that guy. I'll take Will Smith. 6.1 WAR, 31 and 34, a 3.59 ERA, one-time All-Star, won a couple World Series, including this past year. Yeah, just overall solid left-hander out of the pen. Doesn't strike out a ton of guys, but he's super effective.
You are not wrong. I'll take Pedro Alvarez next, former top pick. 236 hitter, 162 home runs, 475 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, 705 hits. He had an all-star game, a silver slugger, and a 5 WAR. Probably considered a bust for Pirates fans that did draft him this year.
Yep. I'll take David Phelps. 7.3 WAR, 34 and 40, 3.8 ERA. Had a relatively long career, 10-year career, started with the Yankees. Been a really good reliever in the back end. Not really a saves guy, but he's a 7th, 8th inning guy. 6th, 7th, 8th inning guy for sure, and he's been super effective. He had a 2 point. Let's see, what was his ERA this past season? 2.83 with Toronto. So it's really good.
Just really don't like the rest of this class. Damn.
Who was your catcher? Who'd you take as your catcher?
Alex Avila is my starter, but I'm looking at taking a second one right here. So, and I was just looking at the stats and kind of writing them up against each other. So I'm going to take Jason Castro next. Only a 227 hitter, but he by far the rest of the catchers almost had 100 home runs. That was way more than the rest of them. 325 RBIs, almost 700 hits. He had an all-star game and a 12.5 WAR.
Okay. I'll take Omar Narvaez.
He was way
7
next.
WAR. Yep, 7 WAR, 170 hits, 51 homers, a 258 batting average. He was an all-star in 2021. He's kind of figuring out a little bit later here in his career. He's always been able to hit a bunch of singles from what I remember, but he had a tough year last year. But yeah, overall gets on base, solid hitter, left-handed stick. So solid catcher. This is the deepest catcher class, I think. Maybe not the deepest, but like one of the better.
And none of these guys are bad. Like I was tempted to take Christian Vasquez
Yeah,
too.
Vasquez is good. I mean,
Lavarnway isn't that good, but
no, he's easily the worst. But
yeah.
And if you get Avila along with Alex Avila, then he's easily the worst.
That's a downgrade.
Yeah.
Might as well just tank the season for sure.
Might as well just make really bad signings and trades. Your
And
team
then
won't
just-
last very long.
Just torture your fan base for the next 10 years. Yeah. I'm going to take Gregor Blanco next. Be my reserve outfielder. 255 hitter, 26 homers, 235 RBIs, almost 125 stolen bases, almost 750 hits, and a 7.5 WAR.
Okay. I'll take Lonnie Chisenhall. Put him in the outfield. 9 WAR, 578 hits, hit 268 in his career, 64 homers. Tortured right-handed pitching, but really struggled at all against lefties. Entire career was with Cleveland. He hasn't played since 2018. Overall, platoon guy in the outfield, mostly played third base as well, but tortured lefties for sure.
I think I'm going to take Anthony Gose.
All right.
So he's a 240 hitter with 12 homers, 70 RBIs, 57 stolen bases. He's actually probably known for his speed offensively. Had a 2 WAR offensively, and now just this past year he's got a 1.9 WAR in the last 2 seasons as a pitcher. Went 3-0, so he hasn't lost as a pitcher yet. A 3.90 ERA with 37 strikeouts, and I believe he can hit 100 on the radar.
It was very hard. Yes.
And a lefty.
Yep. I'll take Mike Montgomery, 5.9 WAR, 23 and 34, 3.84 ERA, won the 2016 World Series. Can start games too. He's been a starter throughout his career. Even a couple years ago with Kansas City, he was a starter. Overall, pretty solid left-hander. I never loved him. Thought he was very hittable, but he's had some good years.
I've like never tried to evade pitching as much as I have in this class. It's not been fun. All right, I'm going to take Wade Miley here. 292 games pitched, 285 of them started. Just shy of one win shy of 100 in his career, 4.13 ERA, almost 1,300 strikeouts. He has an all-star game and a 16.5 WAR.
All right, I'm going to take Tanner Roark. He's probably going to be the actual #1 starter. 18.4 WAR, 76 and 68, 3.85 ERA. He had a tough year in 2018 with Washington, but other than that, he's been really good for the most part. Didn't play last year, but solid career, especially early on. He had some good years with the Nationals.
Right. So I think we each have one more pick here.
Mhm.
Davis. All right. I think I'm going to take Andrew Kittredge here next. Had a nice season this year for the Rays. 167 games pitched, 15 started, 16-7 with 14 saves, a 3.68 ERA with 200 strikeouts. He has an all-star game and a 2.5 WAR.
All right, I'll take Nathan Eovaldi. I'm actually going to have him be the #1 starter. How about that?
Wow. Over Yordano Ventura.
Yeah. 15.8 WAR, 67 and 68, 4.16 ERA, but he's been very good lately, especially with Boston. He was 6-3 last year. He's got crazy good stuff. Throws 100. If he can never stay healthy for long periods of time, I think he's got a chance to be really good. One-time All-Star, won the World Series in 2018. So.
Right, and then because I was the last one here to pick, I got to do pitcher here. I'm going to take Jake Odorizzi.
Yeah.
241 games pitched, 237 started, 75 wins. He's got a save, 3.99 ERA with almost 1,200 strikeouts. He's got an all-star game and almost a 14 WAR.
All right.
Right. What are the chances that your last pick is your starter?
Yeah. I think he's, I think he's the guy with the best stuff.
Yeah.
Ventura, maybe, but might just piece this together a couple innings at a time, the way this is going.